slide. Welcome slide. Make round recitation. And then we switch to Munir slide. And then after Munir, we'll go to... That's our slide, yeah. Wait, do you need, does it need sound? No. Okay. And then, chairs, and then chair, and then he goes back to Siraj, and then he goes to the moment.
Alhamdulillah, IAR has been our masjid for over 37 years. And now, welcome to Page Rd. This is also your masjid. Also, welcome to Paramount Banquet Hall. This is not our masjid. But to think about the future, inshallah, with IAR at Page Rd, the future of our community, right down the road from here. I heard many people say they can walk there, they can bike there. We must really consider where we came from. I was doing a walkthrough recently of the Page Rd project with AU and our CEO, Ahmed Bainouni. And Ahmed said something very interesting. He said, AU, his son, I saw the Red Brick building he built. Who remembers the Red Brick building? Who prayed in the Red Brick building? On the staircase. Who remembers the leaky ceilings? Who remembers the white brick building he built? The Kara Masjid. Now, for our children, for the next generations, we have IAR at Page Rd. It's a 25-acre, multi-generational facility that will hold everything, from our child's akikas to their well child visits, where we take them to make sure that they're a healthy, growing young daughter or young son, to their first weddings in our banquet halls, to their Sunday schools, their K through 12 education. Plus, down the road, there might be a retirement center. It will truly be a birth to Jannah facility. As part of this mission, inshallah, we brought everyone together tonight for our first Page Rd Fundraiser, IAR at Page Rd Fundraiser. And we have some very, very special guests tonight. We have our wonderful Imam Siraj Wahhaj. Special guest, you're a special guest. We have Chef AlDardasawi, who will be doing a beautiful Quran recitation for us tonight, as well as some nasheeds. And we have our very beloved Imam Bainouni joining us tonight. We begin this presentation in the way that we begin everything in life, with words from the Holy Quran. I'd like to welcome Chef AlDardasawi to come to the stage, inshallah, who will recite some Quran for us. And at the end of the presentation, if we raise enough money, he might do some nasheeds for us as well.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. I know my last name is very hard, so always they are having some problems pronouncing my last name. So if you remove the A out, it will be easier. So Ibrahim AlDardasawi. And I know in Urdu, that is pain, but inshallah, no pain tonight, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. آمنوا بالله ورسوله وأنفقوا مما جعلكم مستخلفين فيه وأنفقوا بما تعملون خبير من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا فيضاعفه له وله أجر كريم يوم ترى المؤمنين والمؤمنات يسعى نورهم بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم بشراكم اليوم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار بشراكم اليوم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ذلك هو الفوز العظيم صدق الله العظيم.
Imam AlDardasawi. Now, the translation of this beautiful word, I'd like to welcome. Every IR fundraiser, we've had technical difficulties. It's great to know we're starting a brand new campus, and we're going to continue that same beautiful tradition. To translate these beautiful words, I'd like to welcome a son of our community, Zayn Beki, inshallah, who'll do the translation.
Oh, guys. Okay, for the translation. Believe in Allah and His messengers, and you will donate from what He has entrusted you with. So those of you who believe and donate will have a mighty reward. Why do you not believe in Allah while the messenger is inviting you to have faith in your Lord, although He has already taken your covenant if you will ever believe? He is the one who sends down clear revelations to His servants to bring you out of darkness and into the light. For indeed Allah is ever gracious and most merciful to you. And why should you not spend in the cause of Allah while Allah is the sole inheritor of the heavens and the earth? Those of you who donate and fought before the victory over Mecca are unparalleled. They have far greater in rank than those who donated and fought afterwards. Yet Allah has promised each a fine reward, and Allah is all aware of you do. Who is that will lend to Allah a good loan, which Allah will multiply many times over for them, and they will have an honorable reward. On that day, you will see believing men and women with their lights shining ahead of them and on their right. They will be told, today you have good news of gardens under which rivers flow, for you to stay in forever. This is truly the ultimate triumph. Thank you.
That's one of the best benefits of growing older in this community. I go from being voluntold to do things to now I get to volunteer people to do things for me. Jazakallah khair Zayn. To learn more about this Page Rd project, we're going to have two members of the IAR Shura come present for us. First, we're going to have IAR's very own chairman, Brother Osama Saeed, who will talk about the history of Page Rd, as well as our beloved Dr. Munir Abdullah to brief us on the history of Page Rd. Throughout the presentation, I might drop some water on your table, so please do not be alarmed. And additionally, we have some little snacks, some Snickers, some Hershey's Kisses, and some Starbursts to keep us going through this presentation. I'd like to welcome Dr. Osama Saeed.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Jazakallah khair Kashif for the introduction, and I think you found your new fundraising assistant, Zain. Zain, I love the passion. That was awesome. So congratulations. I think you've got a new job, a new position. Bismillah. I want to start really by thanking each and every single one of you for being here. It really does mean a lot to us, the fact that you continue to support IR. And we're keenly aware that there are multiple organizations that are fundraising and are also raising funds. And so we appreciate you coming. But again, that's a testament to the unity and to the amazing generosity of our community. That mashallah, whenever Allah calls, whenever there's a need that needs to happen, the community always comes forward and our goals are met. So I just want to say, Jazakallah khair, it really does mean a lot to us. Those of you that have contributed already, your time, your generosity, your donations have already built or started to build the masjid. So really we're here for two reasons. First is to really celebrate our accomplishments. Inshallah, we've already gotten far, a long way with IR Page Road. That's number one. We should all be very proud of what we've accomplished so far. But also, it's for us to understand the journey that lies ahead. The continuous funding that needs to happen and the work that needs to be done for us to continue to see this project through. Second, I want to thank the tireless volunteers, really people behind the scenes that have put together this amazing event. And it really does seem unfair to me, for me to be the one here welcoming you all, holding the microphone, and in reality, I want to be 100% honest with you guys, I did none of the work here. Really, I'm just here welcoming you all. So I want to thank the amazing volunteers that have put this together tirelessly and really put their time and effort into creating a really nice venue, making all of these great details for us to enjoy a nice evening together. So Jazakumullah khair to all of you. Your time and effort does not go unrepresented, and we sincerely appreciate everything that you put forth to put this together. Jazakumullah khair, really, we sincerely appreciate it. And not to elaborate on this point, but again, at IR, every time you guys hear me speak, you'll hear this, that the amount of effort and time that people donate, it's remarkable. And they don't expect gratitude or thank you, but I think it's my job, at least as chairman, to acknowledge everything that they do and put forth behind the scenes. I'm going to be brief with you guys. Brother Munir, our dear vice chairman, is going to carry most of the heavy lifting. He's chair of the Page Road Committee, and he's going to fill you in on the details and what we have planned moving forward, inshallah. But I want to kind of elaborate on Kashif's point of building this legacy, and I just want to remind us all, why Page Road? Why is IR establishing a campus on Page Road? I think the easiest way to understand that or think about it, as Kashif mentioned, some of you remember the red brick building. Some of you were here before the red brick building was even established. You established a masjid at 808 Atwater Street, and some of us came and there was already a masjid established. We are now custodians entrusted with this legacy to carry things moving forward. It is our job to make sure that we leave future generations with what they need to succeed, just like the past generations paved the way for us. It's now our turn to build something bigger and greater for them. And so as we start talking about Page Road, I want you guys to understand something. This message is not just for us. It's for our children and for their children, like our grandchildren, to build upon. MashaAllah, at 808 Atwater Street, we have roughly 3.5 acres. Here at Page Road, we have approximately 24 acres. That's something that we should be proud of, that we're able to leave as a legacy for our children and grandchildren. My hope, it took us 38 years to expand to a second campus. My hope is that it takes our children 10 years, 15 years, to blow up these 24 acres and need a third campus. And hopefully their children will outgrow that space in 5 years. This is what we want, and this is what's important for us, to continue to establish a place for our children to come and pray, and for us to be able to develop and sort of nurture future generations, not just for our community, but so that they can go out and do good in society in general. That's the importance here. So I'm going to hand it over to our dear brother Munir to kind of talk to you guys more about the program, but I do want to touch one last point, something that really was dear to me and I think captured the mind and spirit that I hope we all have in this room. At the open house, there was a gentleman that came forward that came from Fayetteville and talked to me, and I said, do you work in Raleigh? He said, no. I said, did you find out about this? He said, I saw it online, and I'm here simply to support. He said, I probably will never attend a single prayer at IR, but it's important for me to establish Islam in this country. And so anytime there's a masjid being built, I want to be here and help support it. MashaAllah, right? This is someone who understands that what we're building is bigger than us, it's bigger than you and me. We're leaving something for our children and a legacy for them. So again, Jazakumullah khair to all of you for being here. I'm really proud of what we've accomplished and excited to carry on this journey with all of you moving forward so that we can, inshallah, entrust our children and their children with something spectacular that they can be proud of. Jazakumullah khair, Brother Reem.
We're going to test a microphone change. Is this better or worse?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you all hear me? Is this breaking or is it good? Good? Imam Muhammad? Good? Works good? So, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful and most loving, we start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and bearing witness that no one has the right to be worshipped unconditionally and obeyed except for Him. We bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His last messenger, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send His peace and blessings upon Him and the prophets and messengers who came before Him, and the family and companions who served alongside Him, and those who followed Him in this blessed path until the day of judgment, and make us among them. First and foremost, my dear brothers and sisters, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for bringing us together this evening and making us part of this blessed evening and this blessed project. I would like to recognize our honored Imam Siraj Wahhaj here, Jazakallah Khairan Sheikh, Imam, for traveling all the way from, I think you came from Brooklyn this time. Yes, Jazakallah Khairan. Qari, our beloved Qari, Sheikh Ibrahim, Jazakallah Khairan. I recognize our Imams, Imam Muhammad, Imam Badawi, Imam Benuni. We are blessed by his presence, Alhamdulillah. And also, I would not go by name, but there are some board members here of IAR. Thank you very much. Some Shura members. And above and all, each and every one of you in this community, mashallah, you all have come to bless this project and bless this evening, inshallah ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you tremendously. Before I go any further, you have heard Brother Osama, my chair, say 24 acres of land we have. You have heard Kashif say 26 acres. I'm going to say 25 acres. Because what is 1 acre between chair and vice chair? Really nothing, right? So I will inshallah start my presentation as a chair of Page Rd Committee. I'm going to share some information on the project, where we are currently, the background a little bit, where we are currently and where we are going, inshallah, what's the future, inshallah. So let's start the, this Page Rd briefing and, sorry. Okay, yes, I will move closer, inshallah. So the land is located at Page Road. The address is written here, and as I said, it is 25 acres of land, very closely located to RDU airport. So it is very conveniently located to many communities in the area. And the Shura had formed an implementation team back in 2017 to basically establish a musalla and a school educational facility at this site as a starting point. The project was initially termed as Triangle Muslim Center, and now it's called IAR Page Road. That's the terminology you hear continuously. There has been zoning which was approved by the Durham Board of Adjustments. The property is located in Durham. And alhamdulillah, we are in the process of building the facility which we have designated as phase 1A, and we will talk more about that as we move along in our presentation, inshallah. Right, so before I go any further, I thought I will put this slide here as part of governance, because what has happened is a lot of, at the open house last time Osama alluded to about this brother from Fayetteville, we have gotten a lot of questions from community members. When is IR going to move from Atwater to Page Road? Are you going to move there? Is there going to be a new Imam? Is there going to be a new Shura? All those questions. So I thought I will address the governance part up front. So Atwater, 808 Atwater, our current IR campus is not going anywhere. That is our mothership, that is to stay inshallah ta'ala. And as you see, the first bullet point, it says new/second IR campus. We had a discussion, should this be really a new campus? Should we term it as a new campus or a second campus? Kashif said, or someone said, you should title your presentation as a new chapter of IR. So Kashif said, no, it's not a new chapter. It is second chapter. All right, so I put both new and second. So alhamdulillah, this is the next second chapter in the history and legacy of IR. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this project successful. So IR Shura will have the jurisdiction as the policy making body on IR Page Road campus. Same will be the constitution and bylaws, and also the administration will be under our CEO. However, the project or the project is run by the Page Road committee, as I put it there. It is a limited liability company, just like several other limited liability companies within IER, like the Cemetery, Al-Nur, and Aliman Institute, to name a few. So conceptually, we have divided the project into 4 zones. Zone 1 is phase 1A building, which is under construction, and I will talk more about that inshallah as we move along in my presentation. Then we have a second building, which is phase 1B building. Now phase 1B is a 22,000 square feet building. And the zoning has been approved for phase 1B building. That's a key part to remember. Zone 1, phase 1C is to be determined what exactly will happen there, but I will touch upon these as we move along in a little bit more detail, inshallah, to clarify a few points. Zone 2, current thinking is that we will have commercial office and retail space there. We can have like a clinic, medical facility there, and also a free clinic for those in need and lack of health insurance. Again, keep this in mind. I will inshallah talk a little bit more about that. So I've just listed a few things here for zone 3 can be a musalla or a mosque rather. Once we grow out of the current musalla in phase 1A, we may have a need to build a separate mosque on the property, inshallah. There could be a multi-purpose hall, a gym, a youth center, a community garden, playing fields. Zone 4 can be residential, senior center, and others. So this is, just keep in mind, this is our kind of vision and plan. I don't know exactly how this will pan out or roll out. It will all depend on the community needs. And also, what the Shura approves, what the community needs and what the Shura approves. But I'll talk about that a little bit more, inshallah. This is basically a layout of our property and our land. They showed me a button for the laser. So right there is our phase 1A. That's the current building we are building right now. That's phase 1B, which we have the zoning approved for that. And that is 1C, which is under zone 1, which I said to be determined in my earlier slide. That is zone 2, and the reason we say zone 2 should be really retail space and commercial. This is the main Page Road, is the road which really is the main road around this property. So we feel a building here right next to Page Road will definitely have a lot of value there in terms of commercial need. Zone 3, again here, zone 4 here. These are just for explaining the property layout purposes, really. Right there is Tanglewood housing, where I think they are building like 200-300 something startup homes right next to Page Road. That page is over here, which is university, that's it. Moving on, the next slide shows you right here. That's the front view of the current building, phase 1A building we keep talking about, that's the building. And those of us who were there last Sunday saw that it is very active in the construction. And let's see if I can show you the rear of the building. This is the building kind of, I think, what I have. Yeah, that's the rear of the building, rear view. So, what are the property development plans? Let's talk a little bit more in detail. I touched upon it very briefly earlier. Phase 1A building, which you saw the picture, hopefully it is scheduled to be finished by August, September timeframe, inshallah ta'ala. That will have a school and a musalla. The square footage of the building is 11,000, and the phase 1B building we talk about, which is going to be the second building in our plan to construct, will be a 22,000 square foot building. The zoning, the zoning is going to be for phase 2B, the zoning is already approved. What we would like to do with phase 2 or phase 1B building is to build a banquet hall with kitchen for community rental, like weddings and all the functions, inshallah. And then level 3, we can use it for office rental space. I put free clinic here. Meaning, because I want to say we do have a community-based free clinic here already within our community. It goes by the name of Mariam Clinic. So our plan is that once, inshallah, that building is available, maybe Mariam Clinic can be one of the tenants here to establish a free clinic to offer free healthcare under the umbrella of IR. But that's again a vision which we will, inshallah, discuss more as we get closer to kind of making it reality. Now keep in mind, honestly, I don't touch the button and the slides go. But the point I want to make here is that the banquet hall, for example, the phase 1B building, this is all contingent of Shura approval. All this goes to our Shura, which is the policy making body, and we see Shura approval. Once Shura approves it, and we have the financing, then we, inshallah, proceed with this. Phase 1C building, currently our thinking is it can be many things. It can be a social services kind of center. We can have a vocational training and community resource center. And could be others as well, as this list is not all inclusive. And again, development plans for Zone 1, I already talked about Zone 1C, Zone 2, Zone 3, and Zone 4. These will all require zoning and city approvals. It will all, again, depend on community needs and the survey. We plan to do community survey. We want to get feedback from the community, what exactly they would like to see, and then we will utilize the land, inshallah, rather than 3 or 4 people sitting in a room and making decisions on behalf of the community. That's not going to happen, inshallah. But we will definitely seek feedback from the community when the time comes. And of course, availability of finances is a key component here. Moving on, so what is our short-term and long-term vision here? First, for 1 to 5 years, of course, complete the first phase 1A building with the musalla and functional school. Now, what I would also like to point out is phase 1B will be banquet hall and some rental space on the 3rd floor. Long term is like 5-year onward, 10 years, maybe build phase 1C, build zone 2, office and rental space, build zones 3 and 4. One thing before I leave this concept of zones and development of zones, I will say this. It is not necessary that zone 4 is going to come to last. It all depends really, and residential will be maybe for our grandchildren. No, what I'm going to say, this is a visual concept. That is what we are thinking, and for the ease of understanding, we divide it into different zones. Now, when we do community survey, for example, and on the list comes out residential, for example. I'm just saying residential because a lot of people keep asking me that. Then of course we have to take it seriously because that is what the community wants, that is what the community needs. If Usama, I'm looking at him because he's a great proponent of soccer fields, so if the community wants soccer fields, certainly we are going to build soccer fields here. So I'm saying community garden, already some sisters have approached me that they would like to have a community garden there. So I'm saying don't be kind of confused with that, okay, phase 1A right now, phase 4, 10, 15 years maybe, but definitely depending on the community need and feedback we receive inshallah from the community. Alright? So focus on phase 1A, which is the current building. So the current building has 4 classrooms on the lower level, and just to kind of speed up this presentation, the current plan is to have a lower grade school like a pre-K, grade 1 and 2, or a daycare and a preschool. All these are different options. The Shura has mandated us, the Page Rd committee, to look into, and inshallah we are looking into all those because we have to do sort of a business model, a business plan as well for the Shura to see that what we do on the ground level is going to be financially feasible and have a fiscal kind of a benefit for our inshallah, in addition to serving the community. The top floor will be a musalla, and right now the musalla will accommodate up to with the kind of space for the sisters for an overflow from 700-800 inshallah we can have here. The app opening for a school would be probably next year, that's the earliest. Now the musalla will inshallah open once we have the occupancy certificate, probably August, September timeframe this year. We will open the musalla for the community inshallah, and our plan is also to have a grand opening, so please look for an announcement of that inshallah on the site. Right, this is where I think it becomes a bit tricky. The current estimated cost of project is 3 million and change. So for us, a community member has partnered with the IER to finance the project under a lease to own agreement. This community member does not benefit from this project, this financing at all. This is out of his kindness of heart and generosity that he has done that. He has provided IER $2.473 million on a lease to own program. There is no financial gain, as I said, for this community member. The plan was adopted after the IER Shura looked into the financing component and ruled that it is Sharia compliant. So, alhamdulillah, that's where we are. And under lease, that what we will do is under this is that IER will lease the building for the musalla and hopefully a school or a daycare on the ground floor, and then we will make a monthly lease payment towards this loan we have, and inshallah we are going to pay off this loan. Once this is paid off, then the building is owned by 100% by IER. A little bit of breakdown of costs and how it is laid out. The phase 1A, and we have some costs associated with 1B, the 22,000 square foot building we talk about, which will come next, the banquet hall and all that good stuff inshallah. So the total, what we have paid for professional and city fee is $121,000 for phase A. I'm not going to repeat the numbers here, we have right here. The key part is that total cost for phase 1A, which is the current building, is this, 3,079,022, and that is the cost. We have spent money already towards preparing phase 1B. When the time comes, this work has already been done for the phase 1B building. Landscaping and playground, there was already a playground in the making. We have paid down payment for that, equipment has been ordered. So once we have the educational facility or a daycare, we will have a playground inshallah available on site as well. The grant cost for total phase 1A, 1B, and some extra items is right here, 5,339,000. The funds we have used and are available are this much. So the deficit, and we have a $350,000 loan from community members as well. These are interest-free loans, and we don't have to pay right now, but we have to pay at some point. With all that added together, this is the deficit and what what we are looking at for the project to complete the project. Now, with that said, I will say this, that we have already talked about that we will need a school or a daycare to generate finances and revenues for IER. I talked about that already. We do need to have a classification of a functional school there. Maybe it could be a pre-K or a K. We are looking into that. The reason being, we have to build a turning lane there for left turning lane for school. And once you do that and we have the inspection done and it's classified as a school, a functional school, the North Carolina Department of Transportation will reimburse us $500,000 towards that cost for that establishing that turning lane. So it is key for us to have a facility which we can get classified as a functional school. As I said, we are looking at a hybrid model. That's what the Shura has directed us. Today, after extensive deliberations, the Shura proved that we should look into establishing a hybrid model at Page Road. And the hybrid model means a school or a preschool or a daycare, or inclusive or separately. We are looking now into that in some model. With that said, as I said, the target date to open the facility is fall of this year, inshallah. Funds needed for the project 1A is right here. The target of this evening is $500,000, inshallah. If you raise $500,000 collectively with the help of Allah subhanahu and Tawfiq from Allah, this is a great evening, mashallah. And we are blessed. I'm looking at Imam Siraj Wahhaj on his expertise, inshallah. No pressure, Imam. So that's the target, and in conclusion, what I would like to do is, this is my IER Page Rd committee. All these individuals, sisters and brothers are listed here. Nothing would have happened without their collective efforts. So Jazakallah khairan to all of you for your efforts. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and your families. Not to embarrass anybody, but act like all of you who are here, my Page Rd committee members, please stand up. Excuse me, can you all please stand up? Thank you very much. Please sit down. And the champion Kashif is hiding somewhere, but he's also part of the Page Rd committee. So Osama had already done a lot of hard work in terms of thanking everybody. So thank you, my Page Rd committee team. There's one more. Yeah. And then this is the fundraising team. That is the fundraising team who made it possible for this event to happen. Alhamdulillah, and a lot of advice and guidance from Imam Mohammed as well. Brother Ahmed Kufa is not here. But you guys have a problem standing up, really, the fundraising team? You have a problem? Okay then. Alright, that's my fundraising team, led by Brother Al-Gamal and Sister Asma Khan, Sister Manal, Brother Haris, Kashif Isman. So Jazakallah khairan, that concludes my presentation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of you. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So this is the part I was supposed to do and I forgot, so I'm requesting our Imam Muhammad Danwood from IER. He'll come and introduce our keynote speaker and our honored guest, Imam Siraj Wahhaj, for the evening, inshallah. Imam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulullah. نبي هدى محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. ما شاء الله, you can see the vibe in my voice because I know that I'm not going to raise any funds tonight. So alhamdulillah, I'm relaxed. Ma sha Allah, IER has trained us since 8:30 in the morning, from meetings after meeting to ma sha Allah. So I was thinking, how am I going to raise any funds? But alhamdulillah, it was approved. Few weeks back that Imam Siraj Wahhaj, I said, how can I raise funds when we have the legend? Subhanallah, here, mashallah. So Imam Siraj, I want to share with you a story before I introduce you. Most likely you don't remember this story. So 25 years ago, there was a fundraiser. I was at that time unknown person. I just barely made it to Raleigh, North Carolina. I didn't even know how to pronounce. I came to it saying, Raleigh and Raleigh. Alif, and I didn't know how to pronounce it. But Allah meant for me to come, and I attended the very first fundraising 25 years ago for an Imam school. And you were the fundraiser for that event, many years back. So I got so inspired by your style, mashallah. And while I was just here, I said, when I grow up, I'm going to be like that man. And I said, I'm going to do it, inshallah. But of course, that was just a thought in myself. I have never did any fundraising in my life. So a month later, I was on the Shura board. So they decided that we want to expand. We were very small, and we want to expand. And the chairman at that time of the fundraising committee said, I'm done. I want someone else to take over. So I was so excited, so motivated by your style. I said, I'm going to take it. And I have no clue what fundraising is. So subhanAllah, Allah meant for me to do it. I just pushed myself and really had no clue what I'm getting myself into. And ever since, I am the main fundraiser for this community. My dear Imam, alhamdulillah. So I want to really thank you and remind everyone that you are all legends. It's just hidden inside you that you have talents and skills. We just need to push ourselves to actually accept the opportunity passed on by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, the story I show you is absolutely true. I never raised funds before. But subhanallah, ever since, Allah gave me that opportunity and I got stuck into it. But alhamdulillah, I guess I did a good job. And now, the beautiful thing about it, my dear brothers and sisters, the system of Islam, Imam Siraj Wahhaj has no clue of my story, but he receives every single reward of what I picked up after him. And so on and so forth in so many other regions around the nation. And this is what you all can do. You plant a seed, and that's all you do. Someone else will pick it up, and maybe you have no clue that someone picked it up. And on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has all the records, and He will remind you of things that you have no clue and you never came to expect. But these are the mountains, countless mountains of hasanat and good deeds that are going to come. You will, because of planting the seeds. I am honored with every wallahi, say it with every word of passion. I am honored to present and welcome my role model and my legend, Imam Siraj Wahhaj, inshallah ta'ala, to take the podium.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Brothers and sisters, I am very thankful and humbled by Allah being invited to be here tonight with you for a few moments. When I was in the 3rd grade, PS 175 in Brooklyn, I was about 8 years old. I learned a song that I never forgot. Would you like for me to sing it for you tonight? It's not going to happen. But the song went something like this: getting to know you, getting to know about you, getting to like you, getting to hope that you like me. I have come to the conclusion all of these years that the greatest one we can learn about is Allah, and then His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I've been. You back here again?
All right, how's this one? Yeah, I like this. This is my kind of guy. I have been to every state in this country except two. You can probably guess which two I didn't go to. Hawaii and Alaska. And I've seen many communities. I'm telling you, there's none better than you. You have, honestly, what you do is such a model for so many communities around this country and around the world. So tonight, as great as you are, I'm going to push you to do more. And I'm going to tell you why. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so wise. We just come out of the month of Ramadan. How many of you were born into Islam? Raise your hand. Look, I want you to look around. Take a look. Look around. How many of you, like me, converted or reverted to Islam? Raise your hand. Okay. There's a handful of us. This is my 48th year of having fasted for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a convert. I have made over 87,000 salats for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a convert. Listen to the way Allah does it. You see, Allah has a way of slipping things in, right? So listen carefully. And we read this ayat like 1,000,000 times. كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا He didn't have to say that. كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. And I'm going to show you this consistency all throughout the Quran. وأنزل التوراة فيها هدى ونور. And we sent down the Torah. And it is guidance and light. And we gave him who? Isa. Al-Injil فيه هدى ونور. And it is guidance and light. Allah showing us something. One of the most important hadith, in my opinion, hadith of Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam. I'm going to quote part of it, and then I'm going to intentionally make a mistake and see if you catch it. When I make the mistake, raise your hand, which indicates, no, Imam, you said it wrong. أخبرني على الإيمان. Tell me what Iman is. أن تؤمن بالله وملائكته وكتابه. One person, 2, 4 people, 5 people? Nah, everybody can raise their hand now, right? And we believe in Allah. To believe in Allah and His messengers, not in His book, His books. Right? June, plural. Wali Rasulihi. Rusulihi. His prophets. I was telling us something. Permitted for you, men, Muslim men, permitted for you to marry the chaste women of the people of the book. Why? Because they were given the same commandment. Permitted for you to eat the food of the people of the book. Why? Because they were given the same commandment. It's a warning there. لا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم. Be not like those who forgot Allah, therefore Allah caused them to forget themselves. Let's take a look at it. How many of you have heard of the United Kingdom? Raise your hand. Good. 1900, the United Kingdom had over 11 million square miles.
It was so big that they used to boast that the sun never set on the British Empire. 24 time zones. But what is it now? Which is the most populated nation in the world? India, you coming soon. China number 1, number 2? India. What's the third most populated nation in the world? Indonesia. Wrong.
Russia.
The third most populated nation in the world is the United States of America. 300 million people. One state, how many states in America? How many states? 50. One state, Texas, is almost 3 times bigger than the United Kingdom. What happened? Do not be like those who forgot Allah, and Allah caused them to forget themselves. Scotland right now is threatening to leave the United Kingdom. It's going to get even smaller. I was in Scotland during the month of Ramadan. We were going down Main Street and we stopped at a light. And I looked to my right, there was a church and people were going in the church. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So my driver said, what denomination is that on Saturday, 1 o'clock? He said, Imam, that's not a church. It's a pub. There's a law in the United Kingdom. If you build something as a church, you can never change the structure. You can put whatever you want, but you can't change the structure. So as we're going down the street, he said, Imam, that's not a church, and that's not a church, and that's not a church, and that's not a church. I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to remember that, and why I'm saying this tonight, why I'm giving this approach, trying to raise $500,000. Since 1960, 15,000 churches in the United Kingdom have been closed. 15,000. This I wrote down because I don't want to forget it. In the 1960s, there were 13,000 Catholic schools in the United States. 13,000. With 5,200,000 students in the Catholic school. Now there's no longer 13,000 schools, it's 6,289. No longer 5 million students, 1,787,000. There's a pattern. Do not be like those who forgot Allah. Therefore Allah caused them to forget themselves. What does that have to do with you tonight? I want you to think what the Prophet said. I'm telling you, I'm nervous tonight. I'm scared. I'm scared about our ummah. I'm protective of the ummah. And I want to make sure that we continue on the path that we're on. He said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you will follow. You will follow those who came before you. Shibran bi shibran. Step by step and inch by inch, so that if they crawled in the hole of a lizard, you fall right behind them. Ya Rasulullah, the Yahud when the Nasara, you mean the Christians and Jews for men? Yes. So that's a warning. We must make sure that we continue what Allah gave us in the Quran and the Sunnah. We must continue. But Imam, you said that this is a model community. It is. I've seen some great communities. I have not seen one better than you. So why, Imam, why do you give us that message? We don't need that message. Yes, we do. Let me tell you why. How many ever heard hadith literature and Aisha radiallahu anha, Ummul Mu'mineen, Ummi Abdullah? If you've heard hadith beginning, raise your hand. Okay, some of you don't read it. So. Aisha, the mother of the faithful. Why is she called the mother? Because Allah said in His wise prophet, our mothers. But why is she the mother of Abdullah? She never had children. Why is she called the mother of Abdullah? Who's Abdullah? Abdullah is the son of her sister Asma. Why is that significant? And don't get mad at me. I'm going to tell you something. Don't get mad at me. Don't kick me out. Abdullah, born in Medina, was the first Muslim born in the Ummah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Everyone else was a convert. Tell me I'm wrong. Why is that significant? I cannot imagine any scenario where I'm not Muslim. I don't see it. I was at the Washington airport, Reagan Airport, a couple years ago, and it was Ramadan. And sitting down at my gate reading the Quran. And the man comes next to me and says to me, he said, "Sir, is that the Quran you're reading?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I used to read the Quran." He says, "Is this the month of Ramadan?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you fasting?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I used to fast." And then I said, "What happened?" He said, "I became angry at Allah. I closed my Quran and I started talking to him, hoping to engage him, to encourage him to come back. Then they announced that my flight was boarding, so I got up. He said to me, he said, "Listen, I work in this airport and that plane can't go until I tell it to go. Sit down." Well, I'm the witness. I sat down. No. Let me tell you why I sat down. Because I thought maybe he needed to hear something. Allah knows best. Maybe he came back, Allah knows best. But the point I'm saying, brothers and sisters, the reason I'm pushing you, because there is something within beings, it's called complacency. When you do real well, you got it made. I want to do what the Prophet did, alayhi salatu wasalam, that we never get complacent. That's why tonight you're going to donate $500,000. I don't want you to have done it in the past. Yes, you did. But if you follow the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, he always pushed his community. For instance, I'm almost finished. Can you give me a couple minutes? If you tell me stop, I'll stop. No way. Listen. The Prophet ﷺ never said, "Yes, Siraj, you're going to be in Jannah." He never said that to me. Did he say it to you? Did he say it to you? Did he say it to you? No. But he mentioned 10 Sahaba in one hadith, they're going to be in Jannah. Abu Bakr fil Jannah, Umar fil Jannah, Uthman fil Jannah, Ali fil Abdul Rahman. He mentioned 10 Sahaba. He didn't mention our names. He said, "I went to Jannah and I saw a palace. It was so beautiful. I asked, who does it belong to?" They say, "Umar." I started to go in to look around, but I remember the rider of Umar. Umar had like a temper. I ain't messing with Umar. So he didn't go. And he told Umar crying. He said, "Ya Rasulullah, how dare I put my rider in front of you?" Why say that? For 10 years after the death of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, anytime a delegation from Yemen came, he asked the question, "Afikum Uwais ibn Amir? Is there a man among you named Uwais?" 10 years he did it, religiously. And finally he said, "Yes." He said, "From such and such tribe?" He said, "Yes." He used to have leprosy and it was cured except for the size of a dirham? Yeah. He's got to be the one. Now we're going to find out why he was obsessed 10 years looking for this man always. He said, the Prophet told me, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if I find this man, ask him to ask Allah's forgiveness for you. Who we think we are? Who we think we are? Here's Umar radiallahu anhu, second Khalifa, great, promised Jannah, and still he's looking for forgiveness. This vision that you have, this community have one of the greatest visions of all the masters in North America. I've been to almost all of them. And I'm not trying to stroke you, I'm telling you the truth. This is one of my favorite communities in terms of getting things done. Do you think in a few minutes we can raise $500,000? If you think so, raise your hand. Good, it'll be done. I always like to start at a number that's reasonable. And you know something, I never underestimate the ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. I was in South Africa, Johannesburg, and I prayed in the largest masjid of Johannesburg. I think 10,000 people, they have a clinic, you know, a market, a school, you know, all kinds of stuff. And that masjid cost $25 million. And I had lunch with the man who built it. His name Uncle Ali from Turkey. Uncle Ali paid $25 million out of his own pocket for that masjid. One man, $25 million. Uncle Ali. A lot. Ooh. But the question is, what do we do with the wealth? You've already spent it. I'm not even going to pretend that you are a community that don't give. You've already done that. But I don't want you ever to get complacent to say, well, we did it, I did my part. You did. But I still push you to do more. Because we need more. So, I'm thinking to start at $50,000. You look like a community, like 5 people, 6, 7 people, do $50,000. My community, if I could get like $100, or once in a while $1,000. But this community here, Allah's blessed you. Allah's given you a lot. And you know something? Allah never going to ask you how much you have. He's going to ask you 2 questions. Number 1, min ayna iktasabahu wa fima anfaqahu. How did you earn it? How did you spend it? Those are the questions. How did you earn it? How did you spend it? So, knowing your history that you've already given, how many of you tonight can commit yourself to $50,000? It's going to be a quick fundraiser. How many of you commit yourself to $50,000 even though you've given before? And I always like to get that first one. You know, Imam, did you play basketball? No? Huh? I need somebody who can play basketball. Raise your hand if you can play basketball. Oh yeah? He plays basketball? Where is it? Is he around? Let me ask you a question. You think he can beat the Sheikh? You don't think he beat me? I'm like a million years old, man. What are you talking about? Run around me. So, you know something? I like sports. I do. I like basketball, I like football, I like baseball. I can't help it. I grew up like that. I grew up in Brooklyn. And we just were athletic. I started noticing something. In every country, I was in Doha for the World Cup. Every country, they participate in sports. Sports is the big issue. Yeah, basketball, football, baseball, tennis, golf. And they pay great money. We in the wrong profession, Shay. You go box, man, make like $500 million. So me and you, we talk later, right? We try to figure it out, right? So, but the real competitiveness is from Quran. فَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ. Strive together as in a race toward all that is good. Abu Bakr and Umar, they were competitive. And when Umar once had half his wealth to give to the Prophet, he said, today I'm going to beat Abu Bakr. I'm giving half my wealth. I'm not asking you for half your wealth today. But I give half my wealth, and he did. And here come Abu Bakr. How much he give? The whole thing. Everything that he had. You know, Umar said, I would never be able to beat Abu Bakr. How many 50,000s we can get? I bet you we can get 5. Raise your hand if you can commit yourself to $50,000. You can raise your hand or give me a note, however way you want to do it. Because you are the kind of people, I know historically, you've always given. Can we get someone to start it? Be that first person to start it. And can I give you a suggestion? I'm a fundraiser. I just asked for money, and I saw a sister over there, I'm not going to point to her. She's waving at somebody. Wrong time to raise your hand. When I'm asking for money. Let me tell you the rule of fundraisers, the second rule. If your child raised the hand, dad has to pay. I'm not making it up. I go to the rule book of fundraisers, Imam Siraj's rules of fundraisers. I'll show you. Who'll pick it off today and say, you know, alhamdulillah, I make a commitment of $50,000. I like someone to do that. You see, they don't get it. You see, did you see what they're doing? Did you see what he did? Did you see what he did? And you know, you get to choose the next one to give the $50,000. Just point to anyone, they have to give it. Who'll be the second one? $50,000. Let's do it, brothers and sisters, quickly. Let's just give a handful of people $50,000. And you know, you're called in the hadith literature, Ahlul Duthor. You are people whom Allah has blessed. This community Allah has blessed, and you have proven it over the years. Can I get one more person? Second person, $50,000. I think if I get one more person or 2 people, we're going to meet our goal, and it's going to be in a couple of minutes. You'd be surprised. It'll be in a couple of minutes. Second one whom Allah has blessed. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. You see this money here? Money has no intrinsic value, right? Food does. You can eat it. Trees, you can build with it. But this, the only value that it has, if you exchange it for something. Give this for something. Let me give you an example. How many ever heard of David Koch? David Koch was one of the richest people in the world. Died about 2-3 years ago. And he had money left. You know how much wealth he had when he died? $53 billion. $53 billion. I'm not saying he wasn't generous. He probably did a lot of great. That's not my point. But my point is, you punted $53 billion to someone else that you could have used for yourself to do good, to get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a bookstore in Brooklyn called AlDardasawi Books. I know the owner there from Pakistan. And I said to him, like I said to other business people I see, how's your business? And he got kind of agitated. He said, what I care about this business? I have a store in Pakistan, make a lot of money, a lot of profit. This I'm doing fi sabilillah. It's a bookstore, fi sabilillah. And He said, I'm doing tijara with Allah. It is impossible. It is impossible for you to give to Allah more than what He's going to give back to you. It's impossible. I'm going to give you 2 examples. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, no one who dies and go to Jannah will want to come back to this world, even though they're given everything in it, except who? Except, okay, yes. But the Prophet says shaheed, specifically. What's a shaheed? A person who sacrificed their lives for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a martyr. He want to come back to this earth? Yeah, why? To die 10 more times in the way of Allah, because of the great honor that Allah gave him. Fast forward. Do you know that every place in Jannah is not the same? Some are worse than others. He said, alayhi salatu wasalam, the one who's least punished in the hellfire, Allah will ask him a question. If you had all of the wealth in the earth, would you exchange it to get out of this? He said, yes. Timing. Now is the time. Do it now. Don't die except as a Muslim. Do not die except as a believer. Who'll be the second one? $50,000. I just want to get one more. Inshallah. Okay, good, no problem. I got some good news for you. So far, we got one brother, this very brave brother, who happened to come in late, and had the audacity to raise his hand and cost him $50,000. It's okay. But I'm telling you, all you have to do is tap one of them on the shoulder. I know these you guys. Tap one of them on the shoulder, and I'll get $50,000. Now, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no, I saw you doing like that. You better be careful. All right, I got some good news for you. Alhamdulillah, we got a little group here. The contribution. Ready? $75,000. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them. All right, now I come to your figure. This is your figure. I bet you this is your category. I bet you. You know why? Because you got that beautiful smile. You got a $25,000 smile. No, he doesn't. Take a look at it. Right? Am I right? She said yes. She said yes. Yes. How many of you commit yourself to $25,000 and go real quick? Fi sabilillah. For this project. Allah, man, my God. May Allah bless you, brother. May Allah bless you. The best of his life and the best of here. I see me. One hand. I saw another hand. Number 2. Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. The best of his life and the best of the hereafter. Tameen. It's me. I want the third one. It got to be a third one. 25,000. That's like chump change for you. Even young brother like you. You working? You're not working. Your dad working? Huh? Are you already working? 25, that's kind of steep. That's why I love you, man. $25,000, who be the third one? $25,000? Alhamdulillah. It's okay, it's good. It's good to worry about it. We're gonna do it, no problem. We're gonna get as much as we can, alhamdulillah. And you're good for it, I know. Could I get one more person with $25,000? MashaAllah, may Allah bless you, the best of this life and the best of the hereafter. Sameen. All right. I think if I could get one more $25,000, I have a feeling we're gonna make it. So I need one more brother or sister. Imam, I need a fatwa. The sisters allowed to donate? The sisters, they're allowed to donate? He said yes. Imam said yes. So give me one more. A fourth person, brother or sister. Huh? Oh, you accept gold, man. Look and see, man. Can I get one more? I think if we get one more, we'll make it. You can combine with a couple people together and do it. Give me one more person, $25,000. Tell me one more. I'm telling you, it's something about it that's magical. I feel that, you know what? Don't hesitate. You only give him what he gave you. You know what the Prophet said? Every nation has a trial, and the trial of my nation is money. Money is the trial. Why you say that? اطلعت في الجنة فرأيت أكثر الفقراء. I looked in Jannah and saw that the majority of the inhabitants were poor people. And the poor people will enter Jannah 500 years before the rich people. Money is a trial, it's a test. So I need one more. I feel if we get one, mashallah, may Allah bless you the best of this life and the best of the hereafter. I love you, but you caused me a problem. You just now caused me a problem. What did I do? I'm going to tell you what you did. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, how many salats a day? How many salats a day? Khamsa. So I can't stop at khamsa, autograph. I have to have 5 because the Prophet said 5. So I need one more. I need one more person. Be the 5th person. Allahu Akbar, may Allah bless you the best of this life and the best of the hereafter. Sameen. Alhamdulillah. That's good. 5 people. Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Jazakallah khairan. Now, how many know I used to be a Christian? Right? I found something in the Bible, I found in the Quran, that Allah created the heavens and earth in how many days? 6. So I need one more. More? Just one more. I think we get it. One more. Just, you don't have to do it overnight. You don't have to do it like a little bit at a time. I give you time to do it, but I need one more person. I feel it. It's here. All right, give me one more. I want one more person. You do with your friend, your mate, your cousin, your mom, your dad. Just give me one more. Honestly, if I feel we get one more, we do it. Think about it. Never hesitate. Spend it now. I want somebody from here. I'm feeling something. No. I don't know what it. Somebody want me? Somebody is calling me? You calling me? I need one more. Honestly, if I get that one more, I think we can make it. Don't hesitate. Alhamdulillah. So that's 6. That's 25,000. Now, Sheikh, I'm coming to your number. What I'm going to say is your number. And your number. No, you're together basically. So I'm going to let you go because of him. This is your number. I'm telling you, it's your number. I can feel it, man. We got a vibe going on. Me and you. All right? Yes? Yes? Is he? Yes? MashaAllah. Number 6, right? But he caused me a problem. He caused me a problem. The Prophet said, Saba. 7. Without this, punishment, to be in the shade of Allah. So I need one more. I need one more. We got 6, and I need one more. What? Huh? He wants to get married? What better way to get married than donate $10,000? So, 10, Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless you the best of his life and the best of the hereafter. Shameen. What? You caused me a problem. How many gates to Jannah? 8. How many gates to hell? 7. So I need one more. I don't want to stay. You want to stay at 7? I don't want to stay at 7. All right, give me one more. 8th one, and we move on. One more 8th. I haven't heard from back there yet. Do you need me? You want me? Should I come there? I can come pick it up. Come? You want me to come? Yes? All right, one more. Where are you? If we do that, inshallah, we move on. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. All right, we're going to go down to $5,000 and she get a lot of hands. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you, given you risk, and there's some people who don't have it. But you know what? I know the people of the Ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Remember we had that earthquake in Turkey and Syria? Remember? One Muslim from Pakistan donated $30 million. One night. We had that kind of people. How many of you commit yourself to $5,000? Raise your hand. Good. 1. May Allah bless you, brother. Number 2. God bless you the best of his life and the best of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Allahu Akbar. 9. Good. 10. Allahu Akbar. 11. Masha. Wait a minute. Come here. Ah, man. This guy just raised his stuff. I mean, come here. Come here. Allahu Akbar. $5,000. What's your name?
Musa.
Musa? Yes, Musa. Got a job? So you're gonna donate $5,000. I love this man so much. May Allah bless him. Musa! $5,000. How many was that? How many was that? 8. 9. Okay. 11. Excuse me. 12, mashallah, Allahu Akbar, number 12, good. 12, more? 12, and 13, 14, mashallah, 15, mashallah, 15. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. It'd be just nice, you know, number-wise, if we go to 20. When is 5 more? It's 5,000? It's just $5,000, right? So we got 15. Give me the last 5. We always finish, whatever we get, alhamdulillah, we're gonna be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyone else, 5,000? Good, 15, alhamdulillah. Now I go down 2,500, just 3 more, and we finish. Whatever your category is, brothers and sisters, don't ever be embarrassed by what you give for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is why the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, Sabaka dirham miyatu afham. Sometimes $1 can be better than 100,000. Yaquluna kayfa, how? Ya Rasulullah, he says, one person, he has 2 dirhams and he gives 1. And the other one, he has millions. So sometimes that $1, so don't ever think that is insignificant. So what's that? Was that 2,500 perhaps? 2,500? Anyone? Okay, good. MashaAllah, may Allah bless you, brother. Jazakallah khairah. Now, this is the easy part. This is the easy part. I'm going to go all the way down, brothers and sisters, because I've always believed that sometimes a lot of a little bit can be a lot. right? So I'm going to go all the way down, and I want to count about how many people in the room right now? About how many people here right now? Okay. Let's do this. I've always found that there's something magical in the number 20. All I want, 100 hands to commit yourselves to $20. Sit. I know it seems like a little bit, but I'm showing you it is magic. I count to 3, and I'm going to count 100 hands for $20. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Yeah, easy. $20 a week. Listen, I'm not holding you. I'm not. I can't. You guys you're crazy. You bring craziness out of me. How many can commit themselves to $1,000? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, good, 5. Don't have to do it right away. 6, 7. Don't have to do it right away. You can do $20 a week. 8, alhamdulillah. So when sisters, I close with this. Whatever we get, alhamdulillah. I'm very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will still have that great reputation as givers. Some of you can commit themselves to $500. You don't have to raise your hand, just write it down. There are pledge forms there. I thank you very much for your participation and your kindness, your generosity, and may Allah continue to give you ajr. Close with this. Does anyone know the motto of the Marines? Anybody know the motto of the Marines? The motto, M-O-T-T-O, of the Marines. Anybody know the motto of the Marines? Anybody know? We got 4,000? Okay. All those, actually, when I say $20 like a week, it's not, you don't have to do that. That's what I'm saying. You know, if you thought you'd just give it $20, you don't have to do it. But if you can do it, alhamdulillah. So far, we have $404,000, alhamdulillah. But I'm going to close with this, show you something. The motto of the Marines are the few. The few. The proud, the Marines. I want to go all the way back. Someone said to the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Ya khairu bariya, O best of creation. You know what our Prophet said? Daka Ibrahim. That's Ibrahim. I can make a compelling argument that the Prophet was the best of creation. I can make a compelling argument. I'll give you one. The Prophet said, I knocked at the door of Jannah, and the angel said, Man anta, who are you? I said, Ana Muhammad. And the angel said, because of you, I was ordered to let no one in Jannah before you. I can give you a compelling argument that the Prophet was the best of creation. But he said, Ibrahim. Allah ordered Abraham to build his masjid. Nobody ordered him to build this. Allah ordered him. He went to his son Ismail. He said, Allah ordered me to build his house. Will you help me? He said, yes. Can you imagine hardly nobody there and they building Allah's house? Now look at that same house. 5 million people go there a year to make Hajj. Thousands of planes and buses across the street, hotels, and businesses all over. Because Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam obeyed the commandment. So we are also told to build. I close as I started. Do not be like those who forgot Allah. Therefore Allah calls them to forget themselves. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. You are a pleasure. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah khairan, Imam Siraj Wahhaj. Alhamdulillah bil alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us so close to our goal, inshallah ta'ala. One request I have on behalf of the fundraising manager here is that whoever pledged, please make sure you fill out the pledge card, and you can give it to Kashif or you can drop it in the box on your way out. But please fill it, and maybe volunteers will come around to your table to collect the pledge cards, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khairan. And I think Kashif, here you are.
I was held hostage for my donation. Jazakallah khair, everyone. Jazakallah khair, Imam Siraj Wahhaj. Can't believe that getting married cost me $10,000. And that's not even the meher. But alhamdulillah. For everyone that raised your hands, or those who choose not to raise their hands, please fill out a pledge card and leave it on your table. I have some very special volunteers who will guilt you into filling that out, as in your kids. They're going to be here right after dinner and pick up all the pledge cards, inshallah. So please fill those out, and then we'll make sure that they get processed in the system. If you don't want to give us your credit card information today, you're more than welcome to write down your phone number and your email address, and I'll reach out to you within the week. We're going to start dinner shortly, so dinner will be exiting through that door right there. We have a delicious meal prepared for you guys. We have some chicken, some fish, some kebab. It's all of the finest food from IR's very own Almeida kitchen. They're one of our amazing vendors today. The other amazing vendor we had was Asali Events. Who here has been to Asali Cafe in Apex? Amazing. They also started as an event company, which did these amazing decorations here, as well as our amazing Page Rd team. If you look on your tables, you'll see some books. Now books have pages in them, because IR at Page is a new chapter in the IR story. A second chapter. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair, everyone. Let's start lining up for food, inshallah. We're also going to have some drinks, some desserts, and it'll be amazing. For those joining us online, this is the conclusion of the live stream. You can tune in to the nasheed from Imam AlDardasawi, but he will be nasheed afterwards.